What is up and welcome back, guys. Today we'll be working on the engine in Project Italy now. Last video we finally got it in the car. After a little bit of work, I did end up having to finish it up off camera because we had a little bit of issue with the way it was closing, and then we got the clutch fork stuck in there and it was just a big mess. Anyways, I got it fixed up. So we got the clutch fork in there, the clutch is working, I just tried it in the car, and then we also have the starter hooked up, and all the bell housing bolts are torqued to the spec. It's 37 or something, 35.7 or something. It's not a ton of torque, but it is a little hard to get in there. I even torqued the bottom nuts that are really hard to get using a universal swivel and extension, which you're not supposed to do with torque wrench, but I did anyways. But today is finally the day we're going to be installing the thing that I said I wasn't going to tell you what it was till we actually do it. So today is finally the day. But let's just take a look. So there's a lot of hoses running to this area, and I'm sure some of you guys have guessed what it is, but I haven't seen those comments yet because the videos are really messed up right now. I'm behind on editing them because I want to get the car done. That means I'm not getting the comments essentially the day before the next video goes out. But anyways, so yeah, there's a lot going on in that one corner. And if you know Subarus have a little bit of blow-by, depending on how old the engine is, what engine it is, how much boost you're running, all that fun stuff. Anyways, kind of to counteract that, what you do is you put in an air oil separator. So that's what we'll be putting in today. So an air oil separator essentially connects to the front of the PCV system instead of the rear. The rear runs across, the front actually runs over top the intercooler. That black bar, that is going to be removed on our intercooler, and it's replaced by all these hoses. So really you don't remove much, you just add a lot more. But these help essentially filter out the air, and they do what they say. So it's air and oil separation. So it sends the oil back down here where we put in this joint, like, I don't even know, that was a long time ago, back where the original PCV was. And then you essentially put it all back together. So it has a PCV on here, so that's all good. We don't use the original one as far as I can tell. I might be wrong. I haven't looked at the instructions too much, but we should be pretty close. But that's what we're going to be installing today, and then I'll probably end up cleaning up some odds and ends. And then the video after that, we'll be doing what we'll be doing. I don't know what we'll be doing. We'll be doing something. But we're on the final push of getting this engine ready to go. I have 1 week till it's going to be tuned, so we're going to turn this into a moving driving car in 1 week. So let's get to putting in this air oil separator. I should probably show you how glorious this looks, guys. So I got the black one. It's a IAG one because, well, they make some awesome stuff. Same with the TGV deletes, there by the same company. But there we go. So there's all the fittings. Coolant is here and on the bottom. You got your return, you got your 3 lines, and then you got more air connections, exactly. But that's gonna go right in there. So that's our first thing, is actually to be installing this. So there we go, we have it mounted up. So it uses the brackets here. There is a stock one they say take out. I don't know, it leaves it pretty loose, but I think I'll just stick with this for now. So we also mounted up the coolant lines. So now it's time to cut them. So I believe, I'm gonna check on this, but I believe this one goes here. Top one goes up top, and then this bottom guy goes to the turbo. So we can cut those and then mount those up like that. So there we go, we do have the 2 coolant lines on. I was correct, top one goes to top, bottom one goes to bottom. That kind of makes sense. They do provide hose clamps, I didn't know that, so I took mine off and used their clamp ones, the same ones that they actually have here, very similar. They're really strong, so you're not going to have a leak there. Anyways, I believe the next thing is plumbing up the line that returns all the oil back to the engine itself. So it would be this line right here, the one we plumbed down here, that replaces like the PCV system right here. And it's your lower one that goes under the turbo inlet and around. So we're going to cut that one and mount it. They actually say mount it before, which kind of makes sense, but yeah, I didn't think of that. So we're gonna cut it and zip tie it on. Actually, not zip tie it. They give you a bunch of zip ties actually to put everything on, and I'm only using that where I can't use hose clamps. So like in here, there's just not enough room. So I'm just using the zip ties here. But where I can use hose clamps, like on the thing itself, the air oil separator, it will have hose clamps. So we'll gonna do that while we mount this up. But first I gotta cut this line, and then once this line is cut, I believe we start plumbing all the rest. and then we're done. This actually isn't too hard of an install, especially since I've got all the lines already plumbed up here and over there, and then straight down. I almost cut this one too short because the way it bends, it actually is like, takes a wider range. It actually doesn't go straight out, but we're pretty much perfect length because it is gonna go right over a downpipe. If I left it too long, it would sag and hit the downpipe, where this, it just conveniently stays right off of it. So the next thing is this guy, which works off of the, essentially the same port on the engine, and this goes to the only 5/8 hole, so this one's easy to figure out, and it goes right here. So that's super easy. And then really there's not much left. So there's the two sides, the breather, and then we got to put this guy back on. So this is the top. This uses some of the air ports, I guess, quote unquote, from the intake manifold. So this guy actually, and this guy, and it runs those two there. I believe it's for, who knows, pressure or something. But that's where those go, and we'll plumb those up after. But it's the 5/8 one, and then I believe it's these two side ones that we gotta work on next. And just like that, we have everything plumbed up on that side piece. So the middle one goes to the driver's side valve cover, and the top one goes to passenger side valve cover. Rotates around here, comes up around, skips the turbo, and then comes around here. They actually want you on the diagrams to go under here and over the turbo, but I just want to keep them away because, well, who knows how hot that turbo is going to get, and everything follows a nice constant path, so you know I'm kind of about that aesthetic too. And then your 5/8 line from the center PCV like area goes right there, so it goes to the bottom one, and then your drain goes and connects to that guy. So really what we have left is to put on this top piece and figure out where those go. I'm pretty sure I know where they go, but we'll just have to make sure. And there we go. We have the breather line run from under here all the way up and around. It actually connects to the bottom underneath the throttle body. So that's why I did it before, is because it's a lot easier to get to them when it's in the car. And then it just runs up to this top line, and then again just use some nice hose clamps because why not, I have them. Now it's time to run the last two lines, so it's this guy and this guy. I believe they go on here and here. I will run those and we'll see how those go, and then that's pretty much the end of the video, so we'll time lapse this one. There we go, it is all done. I finished up those lines. Because I have an aftermarket intake, it's a little tiny bit confusing. I think I have it set up right. So we have the one running from here. I looked at what they had on the stock one and then just kind of did it the same here. So this one runs to the one on the right hand side, and then this top one runs to the middle. This is a bigger pipe than the one actually on the intake, the stock intake. It's a little bit bigger, and so I had to go with the 5/8. They came with this. I actually put it on, and then they have it adapted to connect to the stock one to this 1/2 inch, so that's what I did. But instead of using the stock pipe, because I kind of broke that a long time ago doing the PCV on this originally, I broke that line, so that line is actually non-existent, so I kind of just rigged up my own here, and then so it goes here, and then it connects into the 1/2 inch and then goes all the way. So there we go, we have the air oil separator all plumbed up. Look at the lines are pretty neat, and then we should be able to put our intercooler right here, and it should be perfectly fine and good to go. So that is what we were doing today, is putting that I've been hiding from you guys for a while. I got it when I think I got the turbo, so like 3 or 4 months ago, but it was finally time to put it in, finally time to show you guys what we got. And I think it looks good. It looks so good from this really busy engine bay. It just looks like it was made to go there, so that's good on IGA. I've heard IGA stuff is awesome, so, or IAG. Why did I say IGA? I think it's a grocery store here. Anyways, so that's good here. We're pretty much done for tonight. I think I might do the fuel line, or probably actually leave that till tomorrow, but that is going to be it for today's video. So as always, peace out and stay humble.